Hi, it's Jane here from craftwithjayne.co.uk, and today I'm bringing you my autumn leaves post-it note covers with pen holders. I love a post-it note holder with a pen. I do make this kind of project maybe 2 or 3 times a year because I really love it and I love gifting them. And you will see that I've got 3 already made up here because I'm actually making a big batch of these up because I'm going to a team event and this is going to be my swap, because I wanted to use something out of the new mini catalogue and I wanted to use the All About Autumn suite. So I've used quite a few of the products from that suite in this project. This is for the team is Pootlers team, so it's Sam at Pootlers. I'm part of her downline, and she's organised a retreat for us. It's a whole weekend event. So I've made up 40 of these so far, but I think there may be more people coming, but at the time of filming this I might need to make up some more. I'm also going to be making up a whole bunch of these for my customers, so anybody that orders with me in October will be receiving one of these as part of their customer thank you appreciation pack. So they normally get a handmade gift, a card, some products, and if they use my host code they'll get something else as well. So I'm always really grateful for my customers. Thank you so much for purchasing with me, and I love to treat them and say thank you. So obviously if anyone is would like to shop Stampin' Up and lives in any of the countries in Europe that Stampin' Up sells in, and you don't already have a demonstrator, it's definitely worth giving me a try. And you'll be, if you order with me in September or October, you'll be getting something like this in the post in part of your pack to you. So I thought I'd just open one of these up to show you what they look like inside. So you can see on the cover, I've got some of the papers from the All About Autumn Design Series paper. I've got a little sentiment which says, "Autumn teaches us that change can be beautiful." And I've got some of this beautiful black and white checked ribbon with the Very Vanilla. So I've used vanilla, Very Vanilla card as my backing for this as well in places. Inside I've got some post-it notes, so these are sticky and they are lined and they're really good size. They're about 4 inches by 4 inches or 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters. It's got a lovely little message on the inside just there, and then on the back I have stamped some of the leaves and I've put my handmade with love by Jane Frank at Stampin' Up, and then my website address, which is www.craftwithjayne.co.uk, and Jane is spelled with a Y. So I'll tie this back up and then we'll get on with the project. But I just think it's a really sweet, lovely autumnal project. And like I said, I absolutely love making these cute little mini sort of post-it note holders with these mini pens because I just think they're so quick, effective little gifts to make up. And I just wanted to show you that I got the pens from Amazon, and they're like the little mini pens. I think they're about 4.5 inches long, so about 11.5 centimeters, and they're just perfect for this project. So I start off with my cardstock, which is black for this project, and it's 9 9/16 by 4 1/8, and I'm going to start scoring it. My first score will be 4 1/8, so I'm just going to score it down like this. Then my second score will be 4 9/16, so that is basically 1 mark over the halfway. So I'm going to score that one, and then my next score will be 5. So I'm doing this on my trimmer because it's got the 16ths marks on it, so it's easier for me to see. I'm going to fold that in the middle score line. I'm going to take it back up here. I'm going to find the 1.5, and I'm going to move my trimmer blade back to the top, and I'm going to score down, and then going to open it up, flip it over, and take it to the 1.5. And this is going to be the bit that creates my pen holder. So I'm just going to move that down like so. So you'll see I've made some little cut lines there, but they haven't gone all the way to the line. So I'm going to use my scissors to take them all the way to the line. So I'll just use my paper snips, and I'm just going to find where that line was and then just cut it all the way to the line. Do exactly the same with this one. There we go. And then I am going to fold my 2 score lines this way. I'm going to get my bone folder out, and I will just do this with this, and then with this one just here, and then when I fold it back, you'll see that it makes that sort of a pattern. I'm going to pop out the inside here because that is exactly where the pen is going to sit, and that is basically the project outline shape. Okay, so now I need to glue this bit here, and I'm going to use my tear and tape for this section just here because it's the perfect width. So I'll pop a little strip of it along there. Just be really careful that you're gluing the right bit down because it's very easy to not glue the right bit down. So this bit is slightly longer, and this is the section you want to glue this folded cardstock piece down onto, and you're only putting tape on the two outer bits because that middle bit is going to be your pen holder. Okay, so now I'm going to bring this down, and I'm going to just use my bone folder to really press that in so that that adhesive picks up. And there you go. So that's that. I'm going to get my pen, so you'll see my little pen here, and I'm going to pop my pen down like so. And that looks quite cute. Fits lovely, doesn't it? That's lovely. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is put the post-it note inside. So these are the post-it notes that I've picked up. So I'm based in the UK, and this is a supermarket called Asda. I think it's like a Walmart type shop, and I'm pretty sure that there are Asda shops or similar shops in Europe as well, and you may even be able to get these off Amazon, but I really like the colours because I felt like they matched, because they were like muted yellows and oranges, and I just thought, oh, that's going to go really well with the autumn, so that's why I picked them up. So I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to use my tear and tape, and I'm going to tape up my edges, and then put some tape running across the middle just to hold it in place so that it keeps it nice and secure. And I'll put a few bits through running up and down the middle as well, just like this. You can definitely use like your Stampin' Seal, Stampin' Seal Plus, things like that along here, but I'm quite happy using my tear and tape. So what I did when I started to make these up, I just sat in front of the telly watching some Netflix documentary, and I literally just opened all my packs up and stuck my tear and tape on the back, and then when I come to assemble everything, all I had to do was peel it off. Oops, missed one off the middle there. There we go. What did I watch? I can't remember what I watched while I was doing this. But, there we go. Oh, I think, was it the American documentary sort of drama on the drug manufacturers in the 80s that was prescribing pain medication? I think that was what I watched. It was very interesting. Somebody that works in healthcare is intrigued. Okay, so that is that in place. I'll just make sure that I press it down. Now I need to put my ribbon on, and as I said, I've got this gorgeous ribbon in the very vanilla, and it's the black and the very vanilla sort of gingham looking ribbon. Now this suite does come with a really thick ribbon, it's beautiful, and a thin copper ribbon, but when I was making the project up, I felt like this was the ribbon that worked best for me, so that's what I've done. So I'm going to turn this over, and I'm going to work out roughly where the halfway mark is, and I'm just going to pop a piece of tear and tape across the back like so. I'll pick that off, and then I'm going to find the midpoint in my ribbon, which is approximately there, and then I'm going to just literally lay it down like that, and then take it over, and then I'll do exactly the same on the front. So I like to do this with the pen and everything in place, just so it allows for the correct amount of tension in the ribbon. So I'll just take this off like so, and then I'm gonna nicely bring that over like so. So that's my ribbon stuck into place. So on the back I have pre-stamped just to speed this up, because I didn't want to allow for drying time. So I have pre-stamped my leaves. I'll show you the stamp set. So this is the autumn leaf stamp set. I've used that sentiment, and I've used the leaf here with the like the thin vines of the leaf there, the spine. And then if you look inside, these are all the dies as well. So I've used that die for the front of the project. I've used that for the inside of the project as well. So it's absolutely fantastic die set and stamp set. And it is a $1 Million Achiever stamp set as well. So thrilled for the person who designed it, because this is right up my street. So thank you very much. And you can see these are the scraps that are left over from creating the project. So I'm definitely going to do some cards to match this as well, to give out to some of my friends that are going to the retreat. Okay, so on the back of here, I'm going to get my liquid glue out, and I'm going to pop some glue along the edges, and then just take a little bit through the middle, and that's sort of, you can again use your Stampin' Seal, but I like to use this because I've got the ribbon there, so I just want to make sure that it does the job I need it to. And I'm just going to press this down like so. Lovely, and that sort of looks neat, so I'll press it in, and then I'm going to press it down on this section just here like that. There we go, that looks good. And then for the inner section, I have already stamped my With a Grateful Heart, so I'm going to do exactly the same. So I'm just going to pop a bit of liquid glue on the back of here, and then open this up and pop this just here. So all of my layers will be in imperial and metric, so in centimeters and inches, on my blog post, which I'll link below, but I can tell you those layers now. So for this inside layer here, it's 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. For the back layer, it is 3 7/8 by 4 5/16. Okay, so that is looking lovely, just like so. Fabulous. So now I'm going to stick my leaf. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of liquid glue on the back of here, and I'll just pop it at a little angle like that. It's just for a little bit of decoration on that inside wallet. I mean, the idea of this maybe would be that you could write a little message to somebody that you were gifting these to. I'm not going to do that because I'm not sure who's going to get which one, so I've popped a leaf there, but you could write a lovely little message if you wanted to. Okay, so for my outer layers, I have got a very vanilla in 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. Then I have done a crushed curry layer because that's the complementing colour I felt. So I've done that layer in 3 6/8 by 3 6/8, or was it 3 3/4 by 3 3/4? And then for my paper, my Designer Series paper layers, I've actually used the Designer Series paper and cut it to 3 5/8 by 3 5/8. And I wanted to do it in a bit of a jaunty pattern. I wanted to have more than one paper on it, so I'm cut 3 the same out, and you could basically cut them into squares, you could cut them diagonally. I've chosen to cut them at an angle to create an image with 3 elements to it. So I'm going to get my paper trimmer out and show you exactly how I made this cut. So first of all, you need to make sure all of them are together, and then you basically just cut at the angles you want to. So I first put my piece in and cut through all 3 layers to create this first piece, just like this. And then you've got 3 of the same there. And then make sure this is all lined up again. And then I just moved it around and cut it again at a bit of a jaunty angle to create the other 3 pieces. So move this out the way and I'll show you what I mean. So basically you've got 3 then pieces that you can use, which will together form your layer, your Designer Series paper DSP layer. So, and then basically I just have a little look and see, you know, which way round do I like this? Do I like, which one do I want to use today? So I think I'm going to use this one today, the closest one, but I'm going to use all of them on my other pieces. So I'm going to get my layer back in, and I'm going to get out my liquid glue, and I'm going to start with the longest piece because it's the one that's got the two ends on it. So it's the one that I can use to try my best to keep the project lined up, the layers. So I'll pop this one in just like this. And then I'm literally going to have a little look at it and just see, is it lined up with a relatively equal edge? It's not going to be perfect, but as close as I can get it. And yeah, I'm kind of happy with that. That looks good. And then I'm going to get one of the other pieces, and it doesn't really matter which way order you do these in now, it's up to you. But that first piece, because it's got something that covers 3 edges, is easier to work with. And then I am going to pop this one down here like so and try and line it up as best I can. Let's have a little look at that. So that looks, there you go, that looks quite good. And then lastly is this one that goes in like that. So I will, oops, glue this one in as well now. Just like this, and try and get that one in. Love the colours on this paper. I just think they're so cool, and I didn't really want to just have one piece of paper on each. I really wanted to use all of it to try and get like that lovely look, almost like a patchwork kind of look. And then I'm gonna glue the 3 layers onto the front, and I'm going to pop it like this. I just think the black sets it off really nicely. There we go. And so I'm going to press that down just like this. And then lastly, I'm going to pop my little sentiment on. Just need to get my Stampin' Dimensionals. So I've got my Stampin' Dimensionals, love a little bit of dimension. So it's rare that I'll do a 3D project, even a card, where I don't try and put a little bit of ribbon, a couple of gems and some Stampin' Dimensionals on it. Just love it. Okay, so I'm going to kind of put it into the middle, and it's very much up to you. You can put it any which way you would like, but I think I'm going to probably put it somewhere like this. Try and look to get it as straight as I can. There we go, and then press down. Yep, that looks straight to me. And then to finish it off, some embellishments, as I mentioned. So these are the accompanying embellishments to the suite, and they're called adhesive back speckle dots, and they are so cute. They're really lovely. And I mean, I could use any colours. Should I use these? Because I think I've used, yeah, there you go, I can use those. So I'm going to use one big and one little, and really any of those will go with the colours. So yeah, so I've just used the more muted one for this, and then I'll tie myself a little bow to secure it. And that is my project. These are the completed projects. I do hope that you've enjoyed it. As I mentioned earlier, if anyone is interested in purchasing any of the products I've used or any Stampin' Up products, and you live within any of the countries of Europe that Stampin' Up sells in, please do consider using me if you don't already have a demonstrator. Okay, I'm going to say bye for now, guys, and happy crafting.